Hi, my name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. Today, what I'd like to share with you is just one of the techniques that we use within coaching, and it's called well formed outcomes. I often use this particular method through my coaching space because it invokes a lot of questions, it invokes a lot of emotions, and the person that I'm coaching eventually sees the bigger picture than what they actually had before they walked through the door. Before I get into well-formed outcomes, I'd like to share that my coaching style is very much partnership driven. It is holistic and it's values based. While we already possess the inherent wisdom and resources that is necessary to make these changes, we don't always realize how to optimize these particular resources. My purpose is to help people move forward, achieve their goals, and be congruent with their values. My approach to coaching really just draws inspiration from a range of diverse work experiences and life experiences that I have journeyed. So, my current base of students is entrepreneurs and they are employees in the workplace. And we often get together to sit down to really understand where we are and where we want to be. Which is why today I thought, let me share about outcomes based coaching. So, by setting an outcome, we become aware of the difference between what we want and what we need. And generally, the difference is the problem, right? When you have set an outcome and are clear about what you anticipate, then you can make that plan to journey from what you have to what you want. You become proactive, you take ownership of the problem, and you start to move towards a solution. When you don't know what you have, this is when I find a lot of the times that confusion sets in. So during coaching, one of the first steps that we actually tap into in that first few minutes, we start asking, what is your present situation? So what I'd like to ask you today, what is your present situation? What do you want? All right. What else do you want? What I'd like to encourage you to do, use words that are positive to the goal that you're wanting to achieve. Not something like, I don't want. I don't want is very much negative and it pulls away from actually what is it that you're wanting. Think about that for a moment. Okay? So, what will you see? What will you hear? What will you feel when you achieve this particular goal? What will it look like? What would it sound like? What would it feel like when you get this particular goal? The outcome needs to be measurable in some way. How will you know when you get the particular goal or the item that you're looking for, the very thing that you're wanting to achieve? I would like to give an example. Some days I sit in my office with the students and I hear, Jen, all I want is to be financially free. And I would agree with you. This is a lot of things. This is the one big goal that many of us attain for. We really just want to push in and press in on this particular goal. But my question to you is, what will you see? What will you hear? What will you feel when you become financially free? What will it look like to you? What would it sound like to you? What would it feel like to you when you become financially free? Financial freedom needs to be measured in some way. How will you know when you are financially free? Here are some things to consider. I use financial freedom because it's really just one of the biggest things that come through the door. I would like us to put it in context. When do you want to become financially free? Do you have specific dates? Is that date realistic? Especially going back to a few minutes ago when we established what your current situation is. Does it fit in with everything else that you need to do and that you want to do? Where do you want the outcome? Where do you want to be financially free? Where? In what context? In what situation do you want to be financially free? I remember that Robert Kiyosaki had eloquently said, there are many doors to financial freedom. So have you even sat down to even choose what is your instrument? What is your door to financial freedom? This is where all these questions come in. You see, coaching is not about giving you the answers. It is about the two of us working together in this partnership to establish where are you, what tools do you have, what financial freedom door do you need to use or do you want to use to establish your goal of financial freedom. Right? Another question to consider, with whom do you want to be when you are financially free? Who else needs to be involved in achieving this particular goal? And oftentimes, a mentor, a coach, or somebody that is like-minded comes to mind. Well, that is generally my answer. What is your answer? Okay? I would like to ask today, what is your why? What is your purpose? What is your intention? Why do you want to be financially free? Or why do you want to choose this particular outcome? For what purpose do you want to be financially free? Having that, will it allow you to have or get or experience what? What does having the desired outcome mean to you? What does having financial freedom mean to you? Is there enough meaning associated with each of the values for becoming financially free that is compelling to you? How will you feel when you get to this financial freedom that you are looking for? Is that something that you really, really want? So once you've experienced the value and the emotion, what will you then get to experience? Okay? Those are the questions that I'd like to ask you today. Here's some things that I would like you to consider. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Why? Because you are capable of doing the actions. Are you competent? That is a very different question. So I would ask you, are you competent with the skill for using that particular door of financial freedom that you want? Are you competent in that area? Those are the pressing questions that we need to ask. Have you done this before? There's a lot of things that we haven't done before. It doesn't mean that we are not capable. It just means that we don't have the skill as yet. Who are you surrounding yourself with today for you to get to your goal? If it is, for example, financial freedom, do you even know what the numbers are? A lot of questions, right? A lot of things we need to consider. When we're coming to coaching, it's not just a quick answer. It's literally digging in. Do you have an action plan? Okay? Is it clear? Is it precise? Is it understandable by others? What is your strategy for carrying out the required actions? Do you have a way to monitor your progress? Okay. Who provides the feedback for you? At what times? And for what behavior? What is the criteria that will determine this feedback? That's a lot of questions. And this is where coaching comes into play. When you're sitting with your coach and your coach is asking these questions, it is not to be nosy. It is just to help you say you want to get from one point to another. So have you considered even half of these questions? I would like to put to you today, if you are looking for a coach, call me, message me, email me. I am here to help. Let us work through a process together. I have offices in Fairland, and we are able to sit down and have face-to-face conversations. Other times, I find that my coaches, when they are in Cape Town, in Durban, in Port Elizabeth, and even Nepal. Yes, even Nepal. We sit down and we have a face-to-face conversation, but we use the medium that is technology. So it's up to you. What is it that you are looking for? What is the most important learnings that you have got from working towards your goal, towards your financial freedom, towards whatever your specific outcome? And I ask one last question of you. Are you going to commit to the goal, to the outcome, to that financial freedom goal that you've been setting? How strong is that commitment? Is there anything else that you need to think about before you commit to your decision to take action? Because taking action is what gets you from where you are to where you want to be. Have a fantastic day. Have an awesome weekend. And just remember, when you need to get from one point to another, coaching doesn't give you the answer. Coaching is a partnership where you both establish and you co-create answers that will work for you in your unique situation. Coaching is unique to you.